Dennis Pierce for the American Liberty Radio Network, AmericanLibertyRadio.weebly.com. How you doing? It's the 13th day of July, 2017. It's not Friday the 13th, it's Thursday the 13th. So that's always a good thing, right? You know, you don't want to work on Friday the 13th. That should be a national holiday anywhere. Whatever day, whatever month it is, if Friday the 13th is in it, just take the day off. Just take the day off, go to the lake, go fishing, go do something. Yeah, folks. It's, I would say it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, but, I don't think so. I really don't think so. A lot of can the insanity out of just the mainstream propaganda media just stop? I mean, seriously. Can it just, end? Secret Service looking into Dem lawmakers' threat to make Trump half-term president. Republicans demand Heyman's resignation over implied death threat. Yeah. There you go. There's a lot going on. And I'm going to put that article up on American Liberty Radio podcast. So there you go. Go check that out. I just don't. I'm looking at different areas of, this whole political arena, and I'm asking myself, when are the Dems going to realize they're the dumbest people on the face of the planet, and when are they going to change their ways of doing things? Well, the answer is real simple. They're not. So I'm not going to hold my breath and wait for it. Let's put it that way. The whole issue is that they want to completely destroy the United States of America. Now, I don't know how true this next article I'm going to read a part of. I don't know how true it is. I don't know what the information is that backs up this story, but Dr. Rich Swire, Overpasses for America, overpassesforamerica.com, the 9th of July, 2017. Orange County, California has a Muslim candidate running for Congress named Omar A. Siddiqui. Siddiqui formally filed his statement of candidacy for the U.S. House of Representatives as a Democrat for the 48th Congressional District of California in the 2018 general election with the U.S. Federal Election Commission on the 4th of July, 2017. The 48th District is currently represented by Dana Roybacher. A Republican, Roybacher served as a speechwriter and special assistant to President Ronald Reagan from 1981 to 88. Congressman Roybacher serves as chairman of Europe, Eurasia, Emerging Threats Committee of the House Committee on Foreign Affairs and is vice chairman of the House Committee on Science, Space, and Technology. Of his decision to run for Congress, Siddiqui said, I have discussed the fundamental issues of national security and constitutional rights and freedom with President Obama, FBI Director Comey, and CIA Director Brennan. Running for Congress is my commitment to continuing the tireless work of protecting America, all the while upholding the Constitution. As Congressman, I am ready to deliver solutions running for Congress in my commitment to that mission. Unquote. There are, however, some troubling facts about Mr. Siddiqui, particularly his links to two radical Islamic organizations, the Islamic Society of North America and the Muslim Youth of North America. The Arab Lobby in the United States handbook notes, ISNA endorses the Immigrant Workers Freedom Ride Coalition, which seeks to secure amnesty and civil liberties protection for illegal aliens and policy reforms that diminish or eliminate restrictions on future immigration. ISNA chose to not endorse or participate in the May 14th, 2005, quote, Free Muslim March Against Terror, unquote, an event whose purpose was to, quote, send a message to the terrorists and extremists that their days are numbered, and to send a message to the people of the Middle East, the Muslim world, and all people who seek freedom, democracy, and peaceful coexistence that we support them, unquote. Among ISNA's prominent members and affiliates, past and present, are a whole bunch of other people. Let me put that on American Liberty Radio Podcast for you to take a look at. That way you get a better understanding of what it is instead of me reading it. That way you can draw your own assessment on it. And, you can assess it and draw your own conclusion on it, is what I meant to say. I haven't had enough coffee yet, folks. So, anyway. Now, I'm going to say this because I really want to put this out here because it is important that you know that as far as I am concerned, and this is my own personal view, my own personal perspective, as far as I am concerned from my own personal perspective, the 1952 Immigration and Nationalization Act of 1952 should be enforced. In other words, get all Muslims out of the country, ban them from ever coming to this country ever again, I don't care who the hell they are, and just make sure that they never step foot in this country again. Now, you're probably saying, well, you're Islamophobic. No, I'm not. I'm a constitutionalist. I'm a supporter of the Declaration of Independence. I'm a supporter of peace, freedom, liberty, and security in this nation. And I'm a supporter of those people who want to come to this country legally and make this their home. I really don't give one rip what color they are or what religion they are. They want to do it the right way, you do it the right way. You abandon and abolish and denounce everything from your country to be an American. I'm fine with that. But when you come over here and put groups together to try to undermine the way we do things here in America, get your ass out of here or else Americans will make you leave. Okay? Now, if we went to other countries, we do, and we, bully them and tear down their country and rebuild it with a puppet government that our CIA military-industrial complex sets up, don't you think they're pissed off at us for a reason? Why the hell are we letting those come over here and try to do the same thing to us? Okay? Why? Just doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense to me. I'm not Islamophobic. I'm not prejudiced. I'm not racist. I use common sense when it comes to immigration. You do it the right way. Get in the back of the freaking line, denounce everything in your country, and come over here, and I'll shake your hand and buy you a coffee. You don't do that. You just want to, jump the border and get on taxpayer-funded, subsidies or whatever and try to undermine the peace, freedom, liberty, and security of this nation, then, I'm going to tell you something. There's over 200 million people in this country that are going to say no. And by the way, I would even go as far as saying out of 250 million people, there's 320 million people in America. Out of 250 million people in America, we've got over 600 million. This is a fact. You can go look it up. We have over 600 million weapons on personally. If there was a gun problem in the United States, you'd know about it. There isn't. But there will be a push to eliminate the illegal aliens from coming over here undermining this nation. Now, what am I saying? Let me put this in historical perspective. In 1860, some years after the Declaration of Independence, in 1860, a group of people down in the southern states of Florida, Georgia, Alabama, all that down there, all those southern states, decided to give the big middle finger to President Abraham Lincoln. And even prior to that, because this had been brewing for many, many years, up to 1860. Well, they decided to give the big middle finger to President Lincoln, and President Lincoln says, really? Why are they wanting to secede? Well, the catalyst, historically speaking, was slavery. At least that's the mainstream history that we all learn about in school. No. It wasn't. The South wanted to secede because of some, let's just say, backdoor deals. And by the way, the French were in support of the secession of the southern states. Go look that up. The French. Okay. I'm just saying. I'm just putting it out there. So anyway, here we are in 1860. A war breaks out, a civil war between the North and the South, Confederates and Union, right? And we decide, because I say we, because my family came from the North, we decide to organize and to really, get everything much tighter than what it was before. And we beat the crap out of the South. And it wasn't so much, it was a bloody war. You can go look at the numbers yourself. It was just completely, insane between 1860 and 1865. It was just completely insane. So, we didn't so much beat them as we did the British Army. We just pushed them back to the point of where their resources were almost next to nothing, and they couldn't defend themselves anymore. So President Jefferson Davis sent Robert E. Lee, and all that good garbage happened, and of course we have the surrender of Robert E. Lee and the Southern forces to Ulysses S. Grant, General Ulysses S. Grant. Now, let me give you a little more perspective in this, and that is, several years later, okay, Ulysses S. Grant reluctantly became president. I say reluctantly because most of the documents and most of the people that knew him, excuse me, most of the people that knew him, most of the people that talked to him, and the writings of that time, people made notes and journals and stuff like that. They said he didn't want the job, okay? He did not. He did not want the job. And it was just amazing that a person, a strong leader like, Ulysses S. Grant, who accepted the surrender of Robert E. Lee, would not want to be president. He was the 18th president of the United States from 1869 to 1877. And, 2 terms. 2 terms, folks. And he literally took this country back and helped by that time, President Lincoln had been assassinated in 1865, was it? Something like that. And he brought this country back. The only problem was, several years after he was elected, like 2 years after he was elected, 2.5 years, he signed the Act of 1871, which pretty much handed the United States of America back over to the Brits. I mean, do you see now why the Democrats are so adamant about ripping up the Constitution and destroying this country? When I say Democrats, I'm talking not as a whole, but as a spot on our history, because when you look at this whole massive thing in 2017 of what they're doing and trying to undermine, the United States and impeach President Trump and get him out of office and all this, and this, this lawmaker is saying that he's only going to have, half a term president, this kind of thing, because, he made threats against the president, right? So you see all of this happening. All of this is just happening in front of our face, and we're sitting here going, oh, it'll be better next year when we have midterm elections. Well, my whole point of the historical references and even now is the fact that it's not going to get any better. It's not going to get any better. Now, what does this have to do with immigrants? I said it, and I'm going to continue to say it. If people want to come to the United States of America to be United States citizens, they do it legally. If not, you stay in your own damn country, because we don't want you here. Okay? And the immigration policies that are currently within the United States of America are so damaged by the Democrats, and let me just call them for what they are, the Democrats and Republicans, the Progressive Party. It's so damaged by the Progressive Party, these immigration policies are, that we have now let and allowed people to be here in this country that should not be in this country. Okay? And it just really has put a huge, huge black eye on the United States, because now other people are saying, well, you got to let these people in because they need to get out of their, crap hole of a country and they want to be free. Well, why don't they fight like we did in 1773 to 1776 and even farther than that? I think it was 1783 is when we finally quit fighting. And why don't they fight in their own country and defend them, their, who they are and what they're, what they want to do? We've banned a lot of people from this country who want to, who want to tear down this country. The Immigration and Nationality Act of 1952, enacted on the 27th of June 1952, was also known as the McCarran-Walter Act, codified under Title 8 of the United States Code. Chapter 12 governs immigration to and citizenship in the United States of America. And it has been in effect since June 27, 1952. Before this act, a variety of statutes governed immigration law, but were not organized within one body of text. Okay? Provisions of the act. The act abolished racial restrictions found in the United States immigration and nationalization statuses going back to the Nationalization Act of 1790. The 1952 Act retained a quota system for nationalities and regions. Eventually, the Act established a preference system which determined which ethnic groups were desirable immigrants and placed great importance on labor qualifications. The Act defined three types of immigrants: immigrants with special skills or relatives of U.S. citizens who were exempt from quotas and who were to be admitted without restrictions; average immigrants whose numbers were not supposed to exceed 270,000 a year; and refugees. The Act allowed the government to deport immigrants and nationalized citizens engaged in subversive activities, and also allowed the barring of suspected subversives from entering the country. It was used to bar members and former members and fellow travelers of the Communist Party from entering into the United States, even those who had been associated with the party for decades. There you go, right there. Now, a 1962 guideline explained procedures under the Act. The Immigration and Nationality Act of 1952 requires an alien to apply for a petition for nationalization. This form may be obtained from any office of the Immigration and Nationalization Service, a division of the Department of Justice, or from any court authorized to nationalize aliens. Okay? Do you understand? The Act allowed the government to deport immigrants or nationalized citizens engaged in subversive activities, and also allowed the barring of suspected subversives from entering the country. There you go. Was it repealed? Was it amended? I don't know. Was it? You tell me. Well, what are you saying? I'll make it very clear. Get the hell out. You're not, if you come here to be subversives against peace, freedom, liberty, and security and the ways of life of the United States citizens, you either voluntarily leave, or we, the people of the United States of America, will make you leave. And there's a lot of people out there right now, and you can go, you know who they are. They'll get in the streets and they'll push you out. They'll push you out. You don't like it? You might as well just save your ass now and save a whole lot of trouble and just pack it up and leave. I don't care if you were born here. Get the hell out. If you are associated with some other radical, subversive, jihadist group around the world that wants to, destroy the United States, yeah, we'll make you leave. You can guarantee that. We will. Now, I know some people may argue with me and say, well, they're not all bad. Okay, I'll give you that. I'll give you that piece. They're not all bad. Then if that's the case, renounce your religion, renounce your citizenship of your origin country, renounce anything that has any association with any group associated with bringing down of America, and then we'll talk. If you can't do that, you're just as bad as the radical jihadist that wants to tear down the United States of America. Because let me add this. If I were to go to, let's say, Germany, I have family in Germany. If I wanted to go to Germany, and I wanted to be a citizen of Germany, I would have to renounce my American citizenship. I'm not doing that because I love America. But if I wanted to, I would have to do that. If I wanted to go to Canada or Mexico or whatever, I can apply for dual citizenship. I can do that. My whole point of all this in the last 25 minutes is this. There are a group of people in the world who are funded by other groups of people, and you can probably see them at the Bilderberg group. They're funded by these people who go in and tear down westernized industrialized nations to do one thing and one thing only. It's called the scorched earth policies. Go look that up. They're going to use these elite people, and money is no object to them. These elite people will stop at nothing to destroy the whole freaking planet. Okay? They're so stupid they can't realize that once they do that, they won't have anything to for an income. Whatever. They won't. They're so dumb they can't figure that one out. But look at it this way. Look at it this way. The United States of America is the final bastion of freedom and liberty. Hell, let me even go this far. I've been researching Russia and President Putin over there, and I've been looking at some of the policies and everything. Guess what, folks? They got better free speech than we do. And you're probably yelling at your computer or your iPod going, well, move over there then. No, I can't. I don't want to. I wouldn't mind visiting. That'd be kind of cool. I wouldn't mind meeting, President Putin. That would be awesome. I think I don't like his, politics, but seems like a nice guy. I'd like to go fishing with him. That'd be kind of cool, My point is, folks, the United States of America is a land of we the people, not corporations, which are now seen as, which now have rights just like individuals. Businesses have rights like individuals. Is that ridiculous or what? Or has that been chiseled in stone and is that the law? I don't know. But the point is that we have the opportunity right now to, let's just say, and I don't mean to be so harsh like I was a few minutes ago, but we need to take anybody who is subversive against peace, freedom, liberty, and security and the American way and send them straight to hell. Seriously, we need to pack them up and send them away. Because as far as I'm concerned, America is for, of, by the people, and we the people need to step up and do what we need to do to take care of business. You know what I'm saying? But then you have factions of people in the United States that are saying, well, we can't do that because, and they got their reasons. Then we have groups of people that are saying, but they need to be, these immigrants need to be over here because they came from crap hole countries and now, they want to be, okay, we got those people here. And then we have, the Democratic Socialists and Republican Fascists who are saying, let's just give away the store, let's open the border, let's let them have anything they want, and you middle-class working folk are going to pay for it. Do you see the problem here, folks? Do you see the problem? Going to break. AmericanLibertyRadio.weebly.com is the website. AmericanLibertyRadio.weebly.com. Check it out. And I shall return right after this. Don't go away. I'll be back. Don't just stay here. I'll be here. AmericanLibertyRadio.weebly.com. AmericanLibertyRadio.weebly.com. Sharing the truth one fact at a time without all the BS. American Liberty Radio Network. AmericanLibertyRadio.weebly.com. Do you have new works you would like to showcase? Nova Center for the Performing Arts invites you to our New Works Play Reading Workshop for the summer of 2017. That's Friday, July 14th, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. at Nova Center for the Performing Arts. For more information, go to novabillings.org.
Late Night in the Midlands is an alternative media that covers the truth, theory, and fact that the lamestream media won't talk about. We cover everything from the known and the unknown, the normal and the paranormal, the government lies and the government ties, and even their thrive. We tell what's coming, what's going, whether it be politics or archaeologists. We have an amazing fan base, and our shows are all archived to be heard millions of times more. So tell your friends, your family, and anybody you care about LateNightInTheMidlands.com. Become a member and be informed.
Growing up terrestrial radio, the future is here. Destroying the liberal media one truth bomb at a time. Independent media is shattering the liberal national security media into a million pieces. Their views of the world are based on the script the government gives them. Independent media seeks out and finds the truth and reports on what is truly going on behind the scenes. Support the truth and facts. Support independent media. Hey, folks, welcome back. This is American Liberty Radio Network. AmericanLibertyRadio.weebly.com. AmericanLibertyRadio.weebly.com. Hey, if you need... If you need a voiceover person, hey, I'm right here. Here I am, right here. Yes, contact me. I will do whatever it is and develop characters for you and, whatever it is. You got a narration to do? You got an audiobook to do? Hey, I am your person to do that. I know there's a lot of people out there, but hey, consider me. Thank you. Appreciate that very much. Contact New West Productions. And contact me. You can contact me here, actually. Yeah, right here at American Liberty Radio Network. You can do that. That'd be fine. Okay. Email me at AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com. AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com. Thank you, folks. I appreciate that. This is the 13th of July, 2017. How you all doing? I just, I don't know. I mean, we look around, we see these things, but we understand what's going on. Well, I mean, we can see it. It's right there. It's in our face. Hello? I mean, it's not like it's hidden from you anymore like it was before. Have you noticed a correlation? I mean, Nick Tucker at Distorted Reality with Nick Tucker had, we were talking one day during his show, and it reminded me of something, and that is is it a coincidence or a correlation that, several years ago, it was brought out to the general public about the Bilderberg Group meeting, and they were all, doing that. And then the mainstream media was, the propagandists were telling people about it in their, in their newscast and such. Is there a correlation or a coincidence that now everything is out in the open and everything's being shown to us And several years ago, the outing of the Bilderberg Group happened. Is there any correlation in that now? It's like, well, shoot, here's what I think. I think that since the Bilderberg Group was outed, the rest of them are just saying, well, since they know we're here and since they know what we're doing, let's just, ramp it up a bit and take care of what we got to take care of and do what we got to do. That's on their side. This is what's happening, folks. Seriously. Zero Hedge is reporting today, the 13th of July, 2017. Why did Loretta Lynch grant Trump Jr.'s Russia lawyer a special visa to enter America? Yeah, good question. It was the Obama Justice Department that enabled the newest and most intriguing figure in the Russia-Trump investigation to enter the country without a visa. Yeah, folks, there you go. Zero Hedge is reporting that. With everyone now rummaging through every document, intercept, and memo for something, anything tying Trump to Russia, the Hill's John Solomon and Jonathan Easley have unearthed details that show the Russian lawyer who penetrated Donald Trump's inner circle was initially cleared into the United States by Loretta Lynch's Justice Department under, quote, extraordinary circumstances, unquote, after she had initially been turned down. What? Yeah, I'm going to put that on American Liberty Radio podcast for you guys to read. Draw your own conclusions on that as well. It's, yeah, folks. My question, I do not know. I do not know at what point. Now, hold on here. Just give me a second. At what point did the Obama administration allow and almost encourage people to come here without visas or immigration papers or anything like that? When did that happen? Did it happen in 2008? Did it happen in 2012? I don't know. Because at some point, if that's the case, that is treason. Well, not treason. That's illegal under immigration law. And at what point did we decide that it was okay to break the law? I mean, I'm just wondering here, okay? I mean, a little side note. When a company breaks the law, that company gets shut down. Right? Or at least gets heavily investigated. Am I right? Then what's the difference between allowing people to come to this country and encouraging people to come to this country and packing them in UPS planes and flying them over here and bringing them here and busing them to different parts of the United States? What's the difference between that and a company breaking the law under National Labor Relations Act policies? The United States of America under the Obama administration has broken the law constitutionally, and through immigration policies, they have broken the law. Why the hell is he not in prison? I don't get it, folks. When is it okay in America under constitutional law and under other laws that we have to break the law? Granted, some people are going to say, well, that's man's law. That's not God's law. I follow God's law. Excuse me there, Mr. or Mrs. Pastor of a church. This is called the United States of America, where you're free to worship your God however you want, but you're not free to break the law under the Constitution. Hello? Our president did the same thing. And I use churches because there's this whole big thing going on with the Vatican now. Did you hear that? You heard that one, right? Where the Vatican, one of the members of the Pope's inner circle, I guess, was what his home was raided. I can't remember the guy's name, but it's out there. You know, the person whose home was raided, right? Not raided. I shouldn't say raided, but the authorities came and found out that this person in the Vatican, a really high official in the Vatican, was caught in a gay orgy, drug-induced party. Drug-induced, I should say. It was drug-fueled. Okay? You heard about that, right? And I mean, you know, seriously. There is so much going on. I mean, seriously. Gay orgy scandal rocks Vatican as Pope fires traditionalists. Okay. Jerome Corsi reported on this for Infowars.com. Pope Francis embraces far-left ideology LGBT agenda. Evidence emerging from the Vatican in recent days strongly suggests Pope Francis is transforming the Catholic Church into a socialist political organization that embraces the LGBT agenda in complete rejection of the traditional pro-family religious orientation of his predecessor, Pope Benedict XVI. And this was from the 5th of July, 2017. I'm going to put that on American Liberty Radio podcast. I mean, I laugh because I shouldn't laugh because this is serious. What? I mean, come on, folks. You got to understand that there is I'm going to say this. In the United States of America, in Washington, D.C., there is a lack of common sense. Now, what does that mean, common sense? It means that everybody gets together and agrees on something and says, okay, we're going to do this and do that, and we're going to, you know what common sense, common sense results in the right thing being done for positive results. Common sense is the actions taken for a positive result. Instead of me just coming up with my own definitions, let's go to dictionary.com and I'll give you that. Okay? As I deal with the phlegmy stuff that I have going on here. And to me, there is no common sense in Washington, D.C. Sound practical judgment that is independent of specialized knowledge, training, or the like. Normal native intelligence. Normal native intelligence. Plain, ordinary, good judgment, sound practical sense. Inspired by or displaying sound practical sense. Can I just go on from there? Common sense definition, 1776. This is like in January or February before the Declaration of Independence. A pamphlet written by Thomas Paine that called for the United States to declare independence from Britain immediately, written in a brisk and pungent style, Common Sense had a tremendous impact and helped to persuade many Americans that they could successfully wage a war for their independence. Okay? I'm going to put that whole thing on American Liberty Radio podcast. My point is, there is no common sense in Washington, D.C. There is no right judgment in Washington, D.C. It never has been for quite some time. There never has been. I mean, we can. Let me also flip that coin over and say this. We can look at things and say, wait a minute, that doesn't look right. Let's see where we can, change these things. Let's see where we can change up and do something that would possibly make things, right or whatever it may be, Let's see if we can make things right. There's that part of it. But a lot of that is also common sense. I mean, that's just the way it is. It's just, honestly, I don't see any reason why. I don't see why there isn't a group of people going to Washington, D.C. right now and making these folks in Washington, D.C. change their freaking tune. I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see why this can't be done. Okay? Obviously, you can't force people to do something, of course, But the thing is that you have people in Washington, D.C. ready to just flip the script and betray you in a heartbeat. Okay? This is what you have. All right? To me, that's wrong. To me, that is wrong. That is completely and utterly wrong. How does common sense weigh into this whole argument? Well, right judgment. Doing things for the right reason, doing things to better the situation, doing things for a positive result. Hence my statement that there is no common sense in Washington, D.C. Now, granted, under the Trump administration, you have several people, such as Rand Paul and people like that, who want to have positive results in Congress and all of this, and they're arguing back and forth. I mean, the only difference between Congress and the House of Commons is the House of Commons, everybody interrupts everybody else, so it doesn't really matter. But common sense does not reign in Washington, D.C. There are little pockets here and there of groups of people saying, we need to do this. Yes, that's, and we need positive results. Great, fantastic. But you're not going to get a full day of Congress doing the right thing. How many days a year do they meet? 127 days or something like that. What is that? How many days does Congress meet? And how much of that work do they... How much work do they actually get done? Right? And I'm going to put this in this here. How many days does Congress actually work? I've put it in the browser. Okay. Annual total and average number. Average work week for a member of Congress is longer than you think. Number of days Congress works in a session. The House of Representatives has averaged 138 legislative days a year since 2001. Yeah. So they work probably, a half a year? Is that about right? They work probably a half a year? Really? And we're paying them $174,000. We, the taxpayers, it's coming out of our pockets. We pay them $174,000 to do what? All right? A half a year to screw up the whole of America. I don't know. I'm just on this rant here, folks. I want to apologize for not getting into as much news as I have. And I just, yeah, it's incredible to me, and I just cannot, and honestly will not put up with somebody else's ignorance when it comes to what's going on around the country. I won't. I just won't. I won't. There's so much news that I wanted to get into. I may go into overdrive. I may go into another little bit of time after the top of the hour. I mean, the insanity of America right now is just, of Washington, D.C. I mean, you've got people like Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, WWE, he's also a movie star, and, wanting to run for president in 2020. And then you have Kid Rock from Michigan who wants to run and replace their representative in 2018. Are we freaking insane here, folks? Well, I can't say much because, you had Ronald Reagan, who was a Hollywood actor who became governor of California and president of the United States. So, good luck to them, But yeah. Remember the whole big thing when Gray Davis in California was kicked out? I mean, he basically, there was an emergency election. And of course you got, Arnold Schwarzenegger as governor for a while. But you had Gray Davis kicked out, and look at how many people ran. You had Gary Coleman, you had a porn star, you had, a bunch of other people running for governor of California. And of course you got Arnold Schwarzenegger. I don't know how good or bad he was. I don't really know, because there wasn't really a whole lot that I heard. I don't know. I may have overlooked something. I'm not sure. But look what's happening now, right now, 2017, the 13th of July. Look what's happening now. Within the next couple of months, you're going to see a push, a huge, dramatic push for Democrats to win more seats in Congress in 2018. And you know why? Because they want to stop Trump. You know why they want to stop Trump? Because he's got common sense and he's doing the right thing for positive results. Is he perfect? No. Are some of the things that he wants to do too much for America to handle? Possibly. Except if we don't want war and we want peace, freedom, and security and liberty for this nation, I think he's doing the right thing. Is he cleaning out the swamp? People are criticizing him for not doing that much. In other words, people, Republicans specifically, want someone to go in there and just fire everybody. Just get rid of everybody. They don't care. Just, you're fired. Go away. That's what people want the Republican Party to do. That's not going to happen. Okay? That's not going to happen. As you can see, with what Rand Paul said the other day about the Obamacare policies, they're staying. Obamacare is not going away. The Patients Affordable Care Act, better known as Obamacare, is not going away. Mandates are not being changed or eliminated, nothing. Rand Paul said so. Is it true? I don't know. You guys go do your own research, because I saw that the other day. The insanity in Washington, D.C. is based completely on the lack of common sense they have for a better America. That's just the way it is. Central bankers are on borrowed time. The super bubble is in trouble. Mises.org is reporting this 12th of July, yesterday, 2017. Tim Price over there at the Mises.org reported on this. One of those things just popped out of Janet Yellen's mouth, quote, "I don't believe we will see another financial crisis in our lifetime," unquote. That's what Janet Yellen, who is, she's ahead of all that. That has to be up there with Irving Fisher's deathless observation from 17 October 1929 that, quote, "stock prices have reached what looks like a permanently high plateau," unquote. Or John Maynard Keynes, comparably adept forecast from 1927 that, quote, "we will not have any more crashes in our time," unquote. Did you know that there was a stock market crash before 1929? So far, so anecdotal. How about some data to back up the thesis that, as Thorsten Polit puts it, the super bubble is in trouble? How about that? How about if I share that? Right? Let me I'm using another browser, so let me grab this. Put this on American Liberty Radio Podcast. There we go. That's just the way it is, folks. They're going to say that it's not going to happen. They're going to say that we're not going to crash because we have safeguards within our stock market, within our financial, arena, that nothing is ever going to collapse like it did in 2008 or 1929 or... It's not, these people are saying it's not going to happen. Well, folks, it's going to happen. Why? Because we are, if you go look at usdebtclock.org, we are in deep, deep financial trouble. That's just on record. Have you added the derivatives to all of that financial trouble we're having? Derivatives, fake money, monopoly money. They pull money and they just pull imaginary figures out of their ass and say, this is what you owe. It's upwards to $3.5 quadrillion that who we owe this money to? Not a damn person. It's debt against the credit of the United States of America worldwide or within this country. That's what it is. It's the debt that we have against the credit that we are supposed to have in the United States. Go look at our founding fathers and what they talked about central banking and all of that. Go look at that. Go look at their writings. It's just impossible to sit there and to say that, this government's not going to collapse. What? Do you have your head so far up your ass that you can't figure this one out? Seriously. I'm just... You know what, folks? I'm going to make an executive decision here. I'm not going to go into overdrive. I'm not, because I'll just get on my rants and tears. Go to American Liberty Radio Podcast on Facebook and go look at all the articles I put up there. American Liberty Radio Podcast on Facebook. Check all that out because, hey. Yeah, folks. Can we do something here to change things? Yes, we can. But it's going to take a hell of a lot for us to be able to do that. You know what I'm saying? It is. Folks, I'm out of here. AmericanLibertyRadio.weebly.com is the website. AmericanLibertyRadio.weebly.com. American Liberty Radio at USA is the email address at USA.com. American Liberty Radio at USA.com. Folks, I'm going to go away now. Talk to you later. Talk to you tomorrow on American Liberty Radio Podcast. American Liberty Radio, sharing the truth one fact at a time without all the BS.